The Honorable George W. Overton. Judge Overton is a trial judge on the Philadelphia Court of Common Pleas. He's a graduate of West Catholic High School for Boys in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Thereafter, he attended Clark University in Worcester, Massachusetts. Worcester. I'm sorry.
The judge would have corrected you too.
Where he received a Bachelor of Arts degree. He obtained his law degree right here at Widener University School of Law in 1986. Prior to taking the bench in 2002, Judge Overton was engaged in the private practice of law for over 15 years. Judge Overton is assigned currently to the Civil Trial Division of the Philadelphia Court of Common Pleas, where he handles various jury and non-jury matters. He is also an adjunct professor here at Widener Law, where he teaches Pennsylvania practice. Many people don't know he's a nationally renowned musician where he's traveled and played the guitar with the Stylistics back in the day. So let's tell him about that. So let's give him a round of applause for one of the main reasons while I'm here at Widener Law, our 2012 Trailblazers, Judge Overton.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Lauren. Ramona, you're still a tough act to follow. Ramona was like a big sister to me. I didn't say she was older, I said she was like a big sister to me. But she was ahead of me here in Widener. Good evening to everyone, and I'd like to say a special good evening to Dean Ammons, and thanks as well. And also thank you to the Executive Board, BOLSA, Ebony Foster, who first contacted me about the award. Also members of BOLSA, and I would like to also extend thanks to all the honored guests for being here this evening, and congratulations to my fellow honorees. It's always good to be honored whenever that happens, and I very much appreciate this recognition here tonight. I think it's important whenever we're honored, it just kind of exemplifies the importance of I guess what has happened to bring us to this point. I know the award is Trailblazers and Pioneer. I don't particularly feel like a trailblazer, and particularly not a pioneer. I think a pioneer would make me a little bit older, but I'll accept a trailblazer for sure. But I am honored that BOLSA has seen fit to recognize myself and all the honorees for what we've done in attending law school and kind of setting a path for you to follow. When I spoke to Ebony, she said, you know, in giving your remarks, just mention a little bit about your experiences while at Widener Law. My experiences were both easy and some were difficult. I guess the easy one was deciding to go to Widener. Didn't take a lot. I only applied to 2 schools, and Widener went out, one because I had 2 friends who were already going here, and they were former co-workers, and they were 2 years and a year ahead of me, so I figured that I had it in. I knew somebody could get some study notes from, some guidance, so that made it a little bit easier. But I guess one of the difficult decisions was whether to go during the day or the night. I had applied for the evening division, and then they sent me acceptance for the day program. And I had to kind of scratch my head because I wasn't going to mention it, but since Lauren decided to mention it, I was still with the Stylistics when I started law school. And so that kind of created a bit of a crossroads. And since I was a night person anyway, I said, well, let me go to the evening division. And I continued to play as long as I could until I couldn't hit the road anymore and had to continue to hit the books. And the good thing about that is that I still see the guys, and they said, you made the right decision. Because they used to tease me when we'd be on the bus or on the plane, and I'd be studying those law books, and they said, sure, you're going to law school, and the rest is history. And I can't say they've been supportive of me throughout. In fact, when I ran for judge, they gave me a fundraiser gratis, which is, you know, quite an undertaking for that magnitude to do. So they're near and dear to my heart always. I was just saying, you know, some of the easy things for me. Some of the other decisions I had to make when I was at the law school as a student was whether to take Route 1 or 95 when the weather was bad. That was, I'm telling you, anybody has made that trip, particularly at night, you've earned that degree. Particularly in wintertime. But anyway, I got through that. The other decision was whether to sit in the back row or the front row. Okay, and as time progressed, I eventually moved forward. I didn't get to the front row, but I did get to the second and the third row, so that was progress. The one thing that I had no question about was whether to be involved with BOLSA. And BOLSA was near and dear to my heart, just as it was to Ramona, and I don't think I would have made it through Widener without all the support that I received from fellow BOLSA members, Ramona, Carl, and Leon in the back. Leon had graduated, and he came back, and he taught us. He had done very well in conflicts, and he knew the not conflicts. I'm sorry, civil procedure, and he did well in conflicts too later. But he knew civil procedure was going to be a difficult course, so he undertook to come down on Saturday mornings after he had graduated, still making that drive, and he tutored us in civil procedure. So I'll never forget that, Leon. That was very noble of you. But those were some of the things that were happening when we were here, and BOLSA was certainly a big part of my life, and I'm sure the same is true for all of the honorees. And it's important that BOLSA has decided to honor myself and the other honorees, not just because of the awards we're giving, but it kind of, I guess, keeps the cohesiveness and kind of continues that long train that has been running. Also, it not only recognizes the award recipients, but our parents and those of their generation and beyond, because I'm part of the post Brown versus Board of Education era, where education and upward mobility were certainly things that could be considered, whereas they had not prior to 1954 when Brown was decided. So my parents and all my friends' parents and everyone I knew were talking about education and educational opportunities. So to the extent that I've accomplished anything, it's as a result of those who have made sacrifices in the past to allow myself and those of my generation those opportunities to become lawyers, and in my case now judge, and more recently an adjunct professor here at Widener. I can tell you in first year, and even when I graduated, there was no way that I thought that I was going to be teaching at law school. And when they asked me to consider it, I said, "Do you have the right guy?" But I took the plunge, and I'm here now, and I've loved every moment of it. I'm grateful to BOLSA for this award, and appreciate your thoughtfulness. It's very much appreciated. I also have to send out thanks, although my family's not here, but near and dear friends, Ron Johnson, his mother, Mrs. Johnson, and his wife, Netta, are here. Netta's Lauren's mom. They're here in support, and I very much appreciate your being here tonight. It goes a long way. I guess I would say to those in BOLSA, if history repeats itself, then each and every one of you has a bright future and many opportunities that await you. You're receiving an outstanding education, and Widener law is definitely on the map, particularly as the Dean mentioned with the recent win, and it can only get better from there. So I say thank you and very much appreciate your kind recognition and consideration by awarding the Trailblazer and Pioneer Award. Thank you very much.